Thank you very much, Stephen. We start here tonight. Women-led businesses on the African continent have been given a challenge to create 2 million jobs at least every year in both the formal and informal markets. This came out at the Africa Regional Conference that took place simultaneously in 3 African cities, including here in Johannesburg. Ntokozo Khumalo covered the Joburg leg of the meeting and filed this report.
Women-led businesses are seen as essential in driving intra-Africa growth as well as job creation, but experts say bottlenecks including supplier diversity and lack of inclusion remain bottlenecks.
And if I had to look at really the top 3, it certainly would be networking opportunities. Though organizations like this are helpful, there certainly is still limitations in terms of women having access to key decision makers, allowing them to really possess those contracts in terms of procurement. The second one really would be underrepresentation. And women are still underrepresented when it comes to diversity and supply inclusion.
Sibueng adds that limited access to finance or capital is also the running theme across the continent, and that is part of the reason the Africa Regional Conference took place in 3 different cities simultaneously, namely Johannesburg, Nairobi and Abuja.
For corporates that are strategically looking for women-owned businesses, South Africa, Kenya and Nigeria would be those key markets to operate in.
Delegates at the conference were challenged to be part of women-led businesses to create 2 million jobs. Accenture's head of supply diversity and inclusion, Zandile Njamela, says it's important to find the right balance of how and where women are empowered to ensure that their contribution to economies is accounted for.
We know that because the women are owning the informal business sector, right, those jobs are not accounted for. Right. So if we start counting those jobs that are brought in by women, within the stats, maybe we start also recognizing the contribution that women are making. Right. I think as more opportunities are presented by women, right, we get to reach our target of 2 million jobs.
Business women and entrepreneurs says it's not just about getting more women into the formal markets, but also making the informal sector more conducive for growth and job creation. Mo Momela, the co-founder and CEO of e-commerce Shopperpolitan, agrees.
Our vision and aim is to digitalize informal economies across the country and the continent. And we know that, in informal economies, like women are the breadwinners and they are the hustlers, they are, the ones on the side of the road selling stuff and so forth. And our vision really is just to give them a platform where they can access more e-commerce services and more, markets.
The meeting also discussed drawbacks for women-led businesses on the continent, including access to markets and finance. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Ntokozo Khumalo in Modderfontein.